What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And first of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the one and only President Donald Trump on the success of his election. Now, he's a man who I admire, and late 2022 when I said I wanted to start the Pro-Max lifestyle, I said, what will I, name this after or shape it after? Looking at him saying he wanted to make America great again, I said, let's make Nigeria great. Again, MNMJ guys. But with that being said, he has won this election, and we are here to briefly see how his success impacts Nigeria as a whole. We're going to have a lot of people say, oh, I see one for Twitter and I shout, vote Donald Trump, congratulations, waiting be your business as a Nigerian. I will tell you today, guys. Now, you might choose not to see it from my own point of view, which is fine, because once again, you do not always have to accept me. But when you see the truth, you accept it for what it is. Now, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to the discussion. You see, one way America interferes in our life as Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole is simply by manipulating the election outcomes, so they can have people there who are puppets that they control, who they will give them, or who will give them enough ability to interfere and mess around with our resources. Donald Trump as a man, I will say this because this is something I've studied so much. Read his book, The Art of the Deal, and a lot more of his books. He said he has no business interfering with other countries' affairs. He doesn't see a reason why America should go and tell other people how to run their issues. And when you see most countries who are, will I say, shit country, because let's be honest, that's what he called Nigeria, a shit country, which you accept that look at the way things are going, it is going to the way of the shit. But you see, he said he wants them to get their affairs in order before they would think or expect him to put his hand in their affairs. But now you see, on the other hand, we have the Democrats, the people of Kamala Harris, Obama #1, and Joe Biden as well. This will take so much pleasure in having their hands in our affairs, having their hands in our business, having their fingers up the ED of Nigeria. And this is up to a stage whereby they were responsible for upturning one of the greatest elections that saw us lose the best president we ever had. And you might say, Mr. Sly, who is this best president I'm talking about? I'm going to tell you guys, you can take a guess. It is none other than Goodluck Jonathan. You see, Goodluck Jonathan was a man who stood on principles, and you can clearly agree that the time of Goodluck Jonathan versus what we are in right now are two distinct times. Goodluck Jonathan is a man of, or he is someone who stood on purposes, who stood on what his principles were, who knew what he wanted for Nigeria as a whole and stuck to it. Now, remember the time when Obama tried to get him to sign off on this LGBTQ HDTV stuff? Goodluck Jonathan said no. Listen, guys, the moment Goodluck Jonathan said no to Obama on that issue, that was the beginning of his downfall. And quickly, let me put in this disclaimer here. I have nothing against LGBTQ people. I have nothing against them. If they don't want to practice it, then that is their sexuality. It's up to them. But you agree with me that as Africans, that was never our culture. If in the West they're out there practicing, by all means, they can continue to have fun. But in Africa is what I'm saying. In Nigeria, that was never our culture. And Goodluck Jonathan said no to it. So when he stood up and said no, he wasn't going to assign or assent to such agreement, the repercussion was what made America interfere in our election and brought in Buhari. You might say, Mr. Sly, this is all coming out of your, how do you know all this information? Now, first of all, let me take you to this video right here of Goodluck Jonathan telling us how he was messed up. Roll the tape.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if, by my own thinking, and also the way some other people looked at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned. Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep this things under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it. Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these guys out? Within a couple of days, We saw people going to the US would bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals. But as a president, of course, you know, it's not the president that go to the field. You have security and intelligence officers that do the work. Let me admit that, yes, maybe they do their best, but their best was not good enough for us to recover the girls. That does not mean that.
Now, basically, guys, you are beginning to have an idea of what I'm trying to say. So if at this point in time, you are still telling me, Mr. Sly, you are saying something else, then you are probably blind. But with that being said, you might say, well, Mr. Sly, Goodluck Jonathan is out, Buhari has come, Buhari has gone. How does Tinubu have to do with this? Listen, I don't think you need a prophet to tell you that Tinubu is another stooge of the American government. Now, Tinubu, this man in question, I love my president, take that from me. And I told myself at the first video I said about Tinubu, I said, I'm not going to try and slander the president. I don't believe in that. But let's be honest to ourselves. This man in question allegedly had a drug case in the United States, which saw the American government seize all the money in his bank account. Let me take you to this news right here. I'm not going to read it, but let's just have a glimpse. It says US court releases certified true copies of Bola Tinubu's drug dealing, money laundering case in Chicago. I'm not going to read all of these guys, but basically you see what I'm saying here. He had this issue going on, all right? But with a record like this, you still had the likes of the Democrats, Joe Biden and co, the American government, still backing him up and still going on to congratulate him and do business with him. And even the failure Kamala Harris had even at one point in time said, today I spoke with President Tinubu of Nigeria about the strong ties between the Nigerian and American people and our shared network on global and regional issues, from defending democracy in West Africa and the Sahel to promoting digital inclusion and economic growth. Somebody tell me, where is the democracy in Nigeria right now? Somebody show me where the democracy is in Nigeria. But this set of people still back the likes of Tinubu. And you ask me again, Mr. Sly, this man is not a puppet. You know what you are saying and I know what I'm saying, and we see what the truth is. And even before I leave, let's have a look at that same topic, which had to do with Tinubu's certificate from Chicago University or whatever. You can see that this same American government, the likes of the Democrats, Joe Biden, Obama and co, had in a medium or one way or the other source or cause to the delay of the release of this information. It says judge delays order that Chicago State University provide document at center of Nigerian presidential dispute. We had the likes of Atiku going to court in America to challenge the university to please release this information. But guess what? The issue kept being stalled, the election went on, and of course Kamala Harris and co were congratulating Tinubu. So now you see it all here, you see. I'll tell you this, if this doesn't tell you that what we have right now is another stooge in place, then I don't know what will tell you. Now you might say, Mr. Sly, so what exactly are you trying to say? This is what I'm saying right here, guys. Listen. Right now, for the next 4 tenures of Donald Trump, we as Nigeria, we have a short window to get our act together. For the next 4 years of Trump, we have an election coming up in 2027. If we need to start organizing as Nigerians to take back our country and make Nigeria great again, then this is our single opportunity. And this is not just only me saying, even the guys I disagree with, David Oyunde, is saying the same thing as well. This is our chance because, like I said, Trump has no time. He has no time to interfere in our matters. So this is our chance to harness our resources as a nation. This is our chance for our government to take bold steps, knowing fully well that there is no extra interference that is going to affect us. Now, I know a lot of you Nigerians will not support this or what I'm saying, so my comment section and say rubbish. Once again, even Donald Trump is not even loved. But considering you make the worst choices in leaders, I'm not surprised that people like you were supporting Kamala Harris. But with that being said, the point still stands. This is our chance as Nigerians to make Nigeria great again. Let me know what you think, guys. Hit that like button. Share this video especially. It is what it is. I'm out.
Yorùbá ló kàn. Tá a bá dẹ̀ sá Yorùbá náà.